Okay, now it's 2:01 and we have 18 participants in this workshop. So let's begin. So welcome to this Camtasia video production workshop. This is the basic workshop, and let us introduce ourselves. My name is Sharon, and I'm instructional design assistant from the Technology Enriched Learning Initiative, TELI. My supervisor, Dr. Leon Lei, is not able to join today, but apart from myself, I also have another colleague, Cindy, who is also an instructional design assistant from TELI. She'll be one of the instructors as well. And we also have Alice and Irene, who are our tele-interns and a master student from the Faculty of Education. So they will also be the instructor today. So here is an overview of what we're going to cover. I'm giving a brief welcome session, and then we'll move on to a hands-on session. My colleague Terence is assigning you to our breakout rooms, dividing into the Mac breakout room as well as the Windows breakout room. So in that hands-on session, we're going to cover 5 steps. First, we're going to introduce the Camtasia interface. Because this is a basic workshop, we want to give you a brief introduction first. And then we'll move on and talk about recording and editing your first screencast using the Camtasia recorder. And then we'll move on to talk about video editing basics and adding simple annotations. Then move on and talk about audio editing basics. And finally, how do you export your video project? We'll not come back to this main room, so you can stay in your breakout room, and then you can ask your instructor any questions in that breakout room. So now, Terence, may I know the participants ready to be sent to the breakout room? Yes, please indicate your operating system in your Zoom name, whether you're using Windows or Mac, so that Terence, my colleague, can assign you to the breakout room. So may I know, are we ready to send the participants to the breakout room, Terence?
Can you hear me?
Yes,
hello?
I can hear.
Yeah.
Yes.
There are still like a couple of students who have not indicated where the preference system, like 6 of them. So I suggest waiting for a little.
Okay, yeah, let's wait for 1 more minute. So for the participants now in the meeting, in this Zoom meeting, could you please quickly change your Zoom name and indicate whether you are using, let me go back to my first slide, whether you're using Mac or Windows, so that Terence, our colleague, can assign you to the correct breakout room. Because the Camtasia Windows version and the Mac version are different, a little bit different. So we need to make sure that you are in the correct breakout room. So let's give us just 1 more minute for all of you to change it, to change your Zoom name. So here's an example. My name is Sharon, and just indicate whether you're using Mac or Windows at the end of your Zoom name. Yes, I see a lot of you guys are changing the Zoom name. I think two more participants.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. Okay, 1 more. I think maybe
we can start
we can start, and then you can maybe directly message students.
All right.
Okay, thank you, Terence. Thank you.
Hello, this is Cindy. I'm gonna send out the links again. So as you can see, I've sent out full links. So like download installation of Camtasia, because it is a hands-on workshop today. So we are going to do it together. And the second link is the exercise file. So please download it, because we will use this exercise file to practice like how to edit the video in Camtasia today. Okay, so let's wait for 1 more minute to see if we will have more participants. So before that, again, hello everyone, welcome to today's workshop. Before we start, I would like to remind you that this is a hands-on workshop, so I will first demonstrate each step 1 by 1. Then I will give you some time to do it yourself. We also provide a handout for enhancing your learning experience, but I recommend you to focus on my screen during the workshop and use the handout as a guide afterward. But as it is a basic workshop, so maybe right now you can take a look of the handout to see our flow. And feel free to ask questions by sending public or private messages in this Zoom chat box. There will be a Q&A at the end of the workshop, so I can also demonstrate any step the second time if needed. Okay, so is there any questions? Okay, so I'm going to share my screen. So first of all, I will go through the steps again, like it's a hands-on workshop, and we will go through these 5 steps. The first one is I will introduce the Camtasia interface. Before I go to Camtasia, I would like to indicate this one. Okay, so when we open the Camtasia, we can see the interface like this. There are many functions in Camtasia. So first of all, we have a record button so that we can record our screen by simply click this one. And also there are 2 bars with many functions like media, libraries, annotations, transitions, animations, but we won't go through today because it's a basic one. So we just go through some basic features in Camtasia, but we will include like more features about annotations, transitions, and animations in our advanced workshops. This one is the canvas, so these allow us to preview our content in the video. And the property, I will show you later. And also below the interface, it is the timeline. So we will do our main editing in the timeline. And also here, as you can see, we have track 1, track 2, and here we actually have some very small icons, which also help us to edit the video. Okay, so now let me open the Camtasia. I will also show you how to record the our screen. Then later on, I will give you some time to do it yourself. So right now, please focus on my screen again. So when you open Camtasia, you can see windows like this. So get started. Here we have several icons like new projects, new recording, open project, or new from templates. So we can simply click new recording to start the recording. But here I would like to go to the new project first because I would like to show you the interface. So again, as we mentioned, here we have a record button. So if you simply put your mouse here, that it will show some descriptions, and also for other tools, it may show the shortcuts. For example, here, the icons on the timeline. If I simply put the mouse here, then you can see the shortcuts. But I won't mention a lot of shortcuts today. I will show you the icons so you can explore more icons, more functions, and more shortcuts afterwards. So let's just click record. Then you will see a toolbar like this. So this allows you to change the recording area or recording input. For example, as you can see, there is a green frame on my screen. So this one shows us which area that we selected to record. Okay, I will keep it like this. So here you can also lock the radio or unlock it to change it. And here, if you click on it, you can see more widescreen, standard, or recent area. So it provides you with multiple options. So this one is the setting to record your screen. But if you would like to turn on your camera, so this camera is actually the one I'm using, the Zoom right now. So if you would like to show your face, so you can click this camera off, but I'm not able to use it because I'm using the Zoom recording right now. Then like pay attention to the microphone, like if you want to do the screencasting and also record your audio at the same time. So you like don't forget to like activate this one, and also the system audio on. So if you will play some video or audio clips during the recording, like please select this one. Then afterwards, you can click this like record button to start the recording. It's the same because I'm using the Zoom recording, so I'm not able to start the Camtasia recording. Okay, so right now, please go to your own computer. So I will give you 2 minutes. First, I would like you to explore the interface in Camtasia. Second, I would like you to try the recording in Camtasia. So if you have any questions, you can type in the Zoom chat box or just unmute yourself. Okay, so I will give 2 minutes. Okay, so first go through the interface. For example, where's the toolbar? Where's annotation? Where's the property? And see what icons and functions that we have in the timeline zone. Okay, is there any questions? Like if no questions, then I will continue. Okay, so once we open Camtasia, like the normal routine is like we start recording to record the contents, to record the screencasting. But how about like after the recording? For example, sometimes we will have the Zoom meeting, and after where we would like to edit the video. So at this time, like we are going to input a video or input a Camtasia project in Camtasia so that we can like edit the video, right? So to be honest, it's very easy. Like for example, you can just like go to your desktop and drag the MP4 file into Camtasia, like here, import media. Or you simply click import media to select any MP4 file. But today, like inside our exercise file, we have provided you with the Camtasia project. So like we have two formats. One is Camtasia project, the other one is the MP4 style video. So for importing the Camtasia project, we need to go to File, Import, and Zip project. So for Windows user, it's quite different from the Mac user. Because like for Windows user, we need to import the whole zip project. So we need to go to File, Import, then Zip project. So click on it, then you can see here, zip project file to import, and click the icon. For example, I have downloaded the exercise file in download, so I just go to the Windows one. So here, when I simply click on it, then you can see the file name, and also here it shows the format. It is the zip files. So as we mentioned in the handouts, you don't need to unzip the file before you import it, okay? So we will import the whole zip file, then click Open, click Import. Okay, so again, in the toolbar, like media bin, then you can see we have one screen recordings, we have several audios. So the differences between a video and Camtasia project is a video could be in MP4 format or AVI format, but for the Camtasia project, it's just a project, an unfinished project, and with several components, like it could include some recording clips, some audio clips. Okay, so right now, I would like you to go to your own Camtasia and try to import the zip project. Okay, so that's so we say like it's quite different because we are going to import the whole zip project. So go to File, Import, then the zip project. Like again, like no need to unzip the project. If you import the zip project correctly, so you can see there are one video clip and several audio clips in the media bin. So if you finish, please focus on my screen again. Okay. Okay, focus on my screen again. So why we have provided you the sample file, the sample video is because we have put our exercise inside. So you can basically edit the video and follow the exercise together. Okay, so now look at the timeline. So I'm using this tool, right? I'm holding it, I'm dragging it. So once I move the things I'm using, that I can preview the content of the video. So it's the first approach that we can preview the content. Another one is like look at the canvas. Like under the canvas, we have a play button. So you can also click recording and editing your play and pause to preview the contents. So here, when you put it here, you can see like space bar. So we can also use the space bar on the keyboard to play or pause the content. Okay, so the thing I'm using, we call it a playhead. So look at the playhead. There are 3 parts on the playhead. Like the one I'm using is the middle part of the playhead, and the left one is a green part and the red part on the right, right? So firstly, like now I'm going to show you like how to select and cut the content. For example, sometimes like when we make the recording, but there is some unnecessary parts that we want to cut it out. So for example, like here you can see sample video, and here's step 1. So how about I want the video to start from step 1, like to start from the time. So I can put the playhead here. Then I can just select and drag the green part. Okay, so now you can see I have already selected the head of the video clip. Like the blue things are the one I selected. Like after I select the thing, then I can use the delete button on our keyboard to delete the content. Okay, so it's the same. Like how about I don't want the end. So it's too long, so I would like to cut a bit. So I kindly like put the playheads here. Like how you can move the playheads. As you can see the black line, or we say the black area. So if you like double click it, the timeline, we go to the place like you double click it. Okay, so again, I don't want the end, like it's too long. So I want to cut a bit. So again, like to the right, I drag the red thing. Then you can see the selected area have been highlighted. And use the delete button on your keyboard. That's it, okay? So, but if I cut the part, then I can see there is some black area at the beginning of my video, right? So at this point, now I'm going to move the video clip. And as you can see, we have three tracks here right now. Like track 1 is the video, track 2 is the audio, and also on track 3, we have one more audio clip. So if you want to like hide the black area, you can just select, like go to a blank area and try to select all clip. Then hold it and drag it to meet the starting point. So again, I will put the playhead at the very beginning of the clip. So in this way, we can rearrange our video clip and also the audio clip. Okay, so now go to your Camtasia and try to do it yourself. Like try to use the playhead to select and cut the area, like you don't want the area. Try to cut the unnecessary parts out. Try to cut the head of this video and also the tail, like the ending of this video clip. Then we can drag and move the content by selecting the content. Like right now we have 3 tracks, so we need to select all contents. Like to select all, like we have one way to do so is to drag all contents using our mouse, using the cursor. Another way to select all is like you can also use the shortcuts, right? Control A to select all. Okay, is there any questions? For some users, sometimes if you like, oh, I forgot to use the keyboard, use the shortcut, I would like to use the icon, then the same, like use the playhead, but you need to like select the content. For example, I would like to split or cut the video clip. It's like track 1. So I need to click on it. Then you will see the icons on the top left part of the timeline. In the middle, we have a scissor. So we can click it. But this one is like I cut out all the contents. Another one is like split. So I can click the last icon, split, by splitting the clips into 2 parts. Okay, then for example, like I don't want the head, then I select it again, then delete. Is there any questions? Okay, so look at the canvas. So step 1, introduction of Camtasia interface. We just went through this. And step 2, recording and editing your first screencast. So use the record button to start the recording. And also, like we know like how to select an area and cut it out. So now we are at step 3.1, video editing basics. So again, like the things I will using on the timeline, like we call it a playhead. So now step 3.1, like let's use the playhead to split at a certain point. So let's see. So for example, like here, point 1. So for example, like here's point 1. Then we want to split the contents. As I mentioned, we can firstly select the content. We would like to split them. Then use the split button on the timeline, like on the top left part of the timeline. Then simply click split. So this one way. Another one, like put the playhead at where you would like to cut. Then in the middle part, okay? So put your mouse in the middle part of the playhead, then right click it so that you will see like split selected. So for example, here right now I select, like I have selected 2 tracks. So if I click split selected, like these 2 tracks will be split. Or if I click split all, then you don't need to select the track. Like you can just put the playhead here and right click it, split all. Okay. So how about like, sometimes I want to insert a video. Like I didn't mention it in the screencasting, but I would like to put it inside into the recording. So again, first we need to import the file, right? So again, go to the toolbar, like media bin. So in the media bin, you can see a plus button here. So you click on it, import media. You can also import files from Google Drive, but like you need to like link to your Google Drive account first. So I just import media. So in the exercise file we have provided for you, we have like a MP4 file, right? You can see the item type MP4 file, like the new content. So we are going to import this new content and put it in the middle of the track. Okay, so here comes another question, like how can I like split the tracks and leave some space there so that I can import the new content. Let's see what will happen if we just drag the contents and put it inside. Okay, so as you can see, like I can only put it into like 1 track, right? So by this way, like you can put it into the tracks, the video clip 1, and also leave the blank here. But it's a bit odd, right? Another one is like we can select the right part of the clip and move it a bit away. Then put the new content inside. Again, select all and join them together. So if you like join the clips together without any break, then you can see the yellow line between them. Okay. So now, like go to your own Camtasia. try to use the playhead, like right click the middle part of the playhead to split all. Then try to import the new content from our exercise file. Then try to leave some break between the clips. Then drag, select the new content and put it into the video clip. Okay, so as you can use by clicking the playhead to split all, then you can also use the icon that on the top left part of the timeline to split the content. Or you can also use the shortcuts once you get more familiar with Camtasia. Okay, is there any questions? Okay, no questions. Again, look at the canvas. As I shown here, the new contents could be in video, could be images, it could be audio as well. So once you import the file, it's the same. Like you go to media and try to import media. Is there any questions? Okay, so if no questions, now we're at step 3.2, adding simple annotations. So go back to the toolbar area. As we say, that we have many functions in the toolbar, like the media bin, so that we can import the media file, and libraries, favorites. Favorite is like we can select some items that our favorite items, so that next time I don't need, I have no need to go to like any columns to drag it again. So we can select all favorite items like into the favorite columns. So now let's go to annotations. Once you click on annotations, you can see there are many contents on the right part. Firstly, like on the top of this area that you can see 6 tabs. The first one is like call out. So we have several call out blocks here. And the second one is arrows and lines. For example, sometimes we want to highlight some points in our video so that we can use the arrows or lines to show the illustrations, show the relationships into the contents, and also his shapes, blur or highlights, also sketch motions, and keystroke callout. So let's see what exercise we have right now. So first step, like add a frame to highlight example and add text, click here. So as you can see in our sample video, we have an images. It is a page of another tool like Mentimeter. So sometimes if we like to demonstrate something in our video, like we can use the annotation to highlight the things. For example, like the example things here, right? So now I'm going to add a frame to highlight it. So how about let's use the color box, okay? So if you want to add any annotations, it's very easy. You can just drag and drop. So when I try to drag, like select the items, and now I hold it for a bit moment, then you can see the area, some area have been highlighted like in blue, right? So this area means like you can put the item into the canvas or also like into the timelines. So it's like either or, okay? Either the canvas or the timelines. Like once you select the item, that you can see the area that you can drop it. So for example, right now I'd like to drop the color box in on the canvas directly. So I just release it. But like here you can see they have some dots like framing the color box. So if we click on it, then you can see we can actually adjust this color box, right? For example, I just drag it to the examples. And here, like once you can see ABC, it means you can change the text inside. For example, I double click and I can type in it with the new content. Okay, so that's it. And also, if you would like to change the time frame, if you want to change the duration of the color box, like go to the timeline, use the Playhead to indicate the time, then select the color box and drag it like this long so that you can decide on the starting point of the color box or the ending point. Okay, so other tabs the same, like you just drag the items, and put it there. Okay, so it is the highlight one, and also it's the blur one, so you can hide the contents. Sometimes we would like to hide some personal information, right, when demonstrating the video clip, so you can use the blur here. Okay, and one more thing is like once I select the content, on the right side you can see the properties of the selected content. For example, right now I selected the color box, and on the right side that I can see I actually can change the font size, style, and also here we have several tabs. I click on the third one, then I can also change the color of the color box. Okay, so that's it. Adding annotations. Now go to your own Camtasia and try this yourself. Okay. Firstly, we need to go to step 3.2. Then go to the toolbar, find annotations. Then try to add a frame or add a color box. Like for all items in annotations, what we need to do is just the same. To select the item, then drag it and drop it. Like if you don't want to use the color box, but just use the text, so you can select the text box. Like they are also under the callouts category. Okay, is there any question? Okay, then I will continue. Next is I have a tips here. Like for example, sometimes we need to use the arrow to highlight some points, like at different points in our video clip. Then we can also select the content on the timeline and just copy it and drag the playhead to the area that we would like to add and paste it. Like in this way, we can copy and paste the annotations so that we don't need to drag the new ones and change the property every time. Okay, that's it. So if no questions, like we move to step 4, like audio editing. Okay, so when you finish the recording, like you use the record button, you use the record in Camtasia to start the recording. Like after that, when you stop the recording, then you would jump to this page. Okay, so when you jump to this page, then you may see 1 track or 2 tracks. Like in this exercise file, we have provided you with the materials with like 3 tracks, but sometimes like after your recording, Camtasia will only show you 1 track. It's like the video, but embedded with the audio as well. But in today's exercise file, we already split the clips. So as you can see, like we have 3 tracks. Actually, we have like 5 tracks right now because we add so many annotations here. Let me see. Okay, one more thing to highlight. As you can see, we have many tracks here. Actually, tracks, they are different layers. So as you can see, track 1 is the bottom one. Okay, that's why like you add the annotations. The annotations is like the second or the third layer on your like video contents, so that so when you add the annotations will actually cover the content on track 1. So be careful of this one. Otherwise, sometimes you will find out the content you add like will be covered by other contents on the following tracks, like track 3 or 4. Okay, so like we have several tracks here so that we can do the editings in the on the separate settings. Here I would like to show you like how to like zoom in and out the video content. Okay, so as you can see, here's the timelines. Like we do most of the editings on this area, but like on the top of the timeline, as you can see here, we have a zoom in out track. So I can drag the track like to see less contents of the video clip or more contents of the video. Okay, so it's like if you want to add the video in very detailed base, so you can just drag it to see more contents or less contents. So right now I want to like see less contents, let's see less detailed inside, because I would like to select the audio clip because I'm going to edit it. Okay, so now I use the playhead to preview the content. Okay, like we don't have contents here because like we just, when you select the audio here, then you will see the green area. Okay, let me show you again. When I select the content, we can see the green areas here, and also we can see a green line in the middle. So once you play your mouse on the line, then we can like change the volume, okay? Like, can you see the sound wave? like this one. So when I drag it, it's like we're decreasing the volume and increasing the volume. Or you select the audio and go to the right part of the whole Camtasia, the property part, like you can see gain here. So we can also change the volume by changing the percentage in gain. Okay, and another option is like mix to monologue. So sometimes like if we have audio clip and background music in the same video, but we have two soundtrack, right? So maybe you need to like go to the background music one and you try to click mix to monologue. Like by this way, like the soundtrack, the multiple soundtrack in your video could be like presents better. And another way to edit the volume is like you right click it. Okay, so when you right click it, you can adjust the volume or add audio points, or also like silent audio. Okay, so now go to your own Camtasia. Try to select the audio clip. Like remember, like try to select every audio clip. Otherwise, like you will only like change one clip's volume. Okay, to edit the audio, you need to select the audio clip so that you can see a green line in the middle. Then you can just like increase or decrease the volume by dragging it up or down. Is there any question? So now, like, please focus on my screen. I would like to highlight something. Once you select like two audio clips, but when you drag the green line, you can only see the one you are holding it changed, right? But it actually changed both. Okay, for example, the first one is like 57%, 57%. Okay, so I will select all. It's a bit weird. Wait a minute. So it's like if you select all and you change it, like it should be the same. So don't worry about this. Or I suggest you to like after every editing, I suggest you to preview it. Okay, is there any question? So if no questions, I'm going to the next step. So next is like like after I finish the Camtasia projects, I would like to export and share the project, right? So the first one is to save the Camtasia on our own computer. Like that's it's similar to the import one. Then we need to go to File, but this time is to export. Export like zipped project, so that we can save our projects with multiple contents, like a few video clips, a few audio clips, and also some annotations. So click Zip Project, select an area to store the content. You can also like simply click the Save one, but if you don't have a zipped project before, you just click Save. It's possible that you will lose some data inside the Camtasia. Like if you move the file into different locations, like you will have chance to lose the data. So here I recommend you to use the export zipped project. So this one is to save the file, to save the Camtasia projects on your own computer for your own use. But after that, we need to export another MP4 file video, right? For example, like to save it to the Google Drive or upload it to YouTube. This time, let's look at the top right part of the Camtasia. Here we have a share icon. Like in some computers, it could be like export. Then you can see like you can save the video contents into different media platforms. But today, like click the first one, like local file. You don't have to change any settings, just click next. Like be sure like MP4 or WMV or AVI. You can also like create GIF like animation files using Camtasia. Next. So here like you can rename it. Then you click finish. Will be overwritten. Okay, because I will use this file like for the following like other Camtasia, so I won't save it now. But like on your computer, it should be fine if you just click the next and then finish it. Okay, so is there any questions? Or just feel free to unmute yourself and say something. Or if you think, oh, it's too easy, you can also like unmute yourself to share more if you discover more features or functions. As we still have 5 minutes, you can like go through today's workshop like by following our handout. Or I can like introduce a bit of the advanced one, but I won't go very detailed, but I can like highlight some points that you can explore yourself afterwards. So if no questions, I would say this is the end of today's workshop. Thank you and hope to see you next time. Bye-bye.